G'day everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be episode 5 of my Gaming for the Colonel of Strategic Command American Civil War, the Wars in the Americas expansion, the 1898 Remember the Maine campaign. We're playing as Spain and the Colonel's playing as the Americans, and this will be the March 24, 1898 turn. Let's see what dastardly deeds the Colonel has been up to in the last, well, 10 days, I suppose. Play the turns a bit more quickly, and they actually occurred in real life. Each turn, of course, is 5 days. We've been playing one turn a day each, so... hopefully these Cubans will be in headlong retreat, and they will soon seize their rebellion. Quite the opposite, he's trying to force me out of here. That unit supply must have disintegrated. Yes, historically Spain was in quite the pickle by this point in history. Oh, forgot about him. We have some new units. We have a brigade, of course, that was part of the Philippine garrison. I have moved it through the Suez Canal, and it is now going to continue. These loot boxes connect the different sections of the map, so you can go from Spain to the Canary Islands, and then from Canary Islands you can go to the Caribbean. There's a box for the Americans, I think it's about here, that lets them go around Cape Horn to California, and then there's further loot boxes connecting California to the Philippines, and the Philippines back to Spain. Oh, didn't get a pop-up about it, but my navy has travelled across the seas and made it to the Pacific. Expect Admiral Dewey's squadron will be up in Hong Kong now, so let's come back to them, because I need to plan that very carefully in order to ensure that we have some success there. Alright, where can partisans spawn? So I can bring you forward. There, that'll cover both of those spots. That one's covering that spot. That spot's covered, alright. And then if I put this here. I suppose we'll just have to fight our way through if one does spawn immediately below us. Well, we're brave Spanish soldiers, we'll fight our way through if we have to. I have full confidence in my men. They have trained well, they have fought hard for 3 years by now. They will not be defeated, either by Cuban rebels or by Theodore Roosevelt when he shows up. Yes, the Rough Riders are a unit that the Americans get for free. Most of their units they have to purchase on turn 1. They get about 3,000 points to do that. The Rough Riders they get for free. That was entirely Theodore Roosevelt's idea, so... plus, the story of the Rough Riders is pretty cool. That's as good a reason as any to just hand them out, isn't it? I certainly thought so. that. Now I wish I hadn't. Oh well. We will suffer worse defeats than 1 point of damage from a partisan. I'm fully expecting of it. Oh well, the Colonel will suffer worse defeats than our arms will, so nothing to be feared there. Let's purchase another brigade. Probably send that to Canary Islands. Now, the Philippines, or the Battle of the South China Sea. So we've got to hold five units within 3 hexes of Cavite, which is to say up to here in Manila, up to here in Subic Bay, down to here, or up to about there. If we have fewer than 5 ships here, then the Philippine rebels will rise up again. They signed a truce in 1896, which is why it's all very quiet there now. There's no partisans yet. But they will come. There's a partisan down here in Cebu, and he's only providing them 5 points a turn at the moment, but they will, if the Philippine Revolution is sparked, then you'll have partisans here, in Leyte, Samar, maybe here, and undoubtedly all through northern and southern Luzon. The only area they won't appear is immediately on top of our garrisons. Pretty much everywhere else is in some sort of threat. Not sure why I checked for partisans then, I didn't need to. Alright, so what ships do we have? We have 7 cruisers. This one is under strength though, so I might leave that one behind. So what I'll do is I'll leave 2 of my torpedo boats in and around Manila. Hold on. I'll have to leave a cruiser as well, because I want to keep 1 torpedo boat with my battle fleet. They're worthless at battle, at least the Spanish ones are. The American ones are quite strong. But I figure if I've got it, I can use it as bait or to recon out the American Navy, which will be, it'll either be in Hong Kong or approximately 18 hexes south of it. I assume the Colonel's going to move at full speed if possible. Because I'd like to catch him in an ambush before he arrives. Let's just calculate this out. So Hong Kong's 34 hexes away. What can our cruisers do? Our cruisers can do 18, which means the American cruisers, they have 4 extra moves because their engines were better. So they'll be 22 hexes, roughly, from Hong Kong, which will be, if that's 33, 22 is 11. So they'll be about here. So I shall locate them there. Hopefully he will run into us. If he runs into us before the war breaks out, because the war won't start till the end of April, then we'll be able to hopefully find where his good ships are and knock them out of the fight straight away. If he runs into us after the war begins, then we will counterattack him. Because fortunately, when he runs into us, we will know where his ships are. And of course, if he decided to pull back and leave them in California, well, that'd be a bit cowardly, wouldn't it? Oh well. if you move them to California, I guess the assumption is they'll then send them to Cuba, and if he leaves the Philippines alone, that can only work to our advantage. Because of course the Philippines is one of our most valuable objectives if he just ignored it. Now, what am I going to do with you? Units do I want? At least 3 here, plus the other HQ. The Colonel's partisans have not been very active yet. I'll send that here. Yeah, the fort's giving us some spotting range around Havana, so I'm not too worried about spotting the enemy there. That should cover most of the locations that are under some sort of threat. I would say he would try and cut the rail line, but so far he's been very, very quiet with his partisans, which has been quite a surprise to me. So maybe he will just leave them in the town for us to defeat at an appropriate time. Yes, you can bring General Weiler back. He was probably the reason all of this happened, other than Theodore Roosevelt. Of course, in 1895, an uprising broke out in Cuba. General Weiler was brought in to command the response to it, and he responded by creating a bunch of what were called reconcentrados, or the forerunners of concentration camps. Basically imprisoned all the Cuban civilians on the assumption that anyone that didn't come to one of his camps must have been an enemy, just because they, didn't identify themselves as being loyal to Spain. And this caused a lot of outrage in the American press, and eventually that outrage turned into, well, they called it jingoism, war fever. Eventually there was so much public support for war that when the Maine blew up, it was sort of inevitable that a war was going to break out. Probably didn't help that Theodore Roosevelt was busy pretty much going over the head of his superior. He was the Assistant Secretary of the Navy at the time. For a day, the actual secretary left to, I don't remember what he was going to do, but something. Maybe he was just tired. And Roosevelt just issued hundreds of orders to get the Navy pretty much into battle formation. That's part of the reason that Dewey was in Hong Kong from early February. Let's just make sure I haven't missed anything. Yep. Alright. I think that does us for this turn. Four MPP, so you can already see the partisans, they don't have to capture a lot to start reducing our income. Well, Colonel, it is now your turn. let's see what you get up to today. Thanks for watching.